Lesson 7.1, Triangle Inequality Theorem applied with the Pythagorean Theorem in right triangles. So what we're looking at here is the statement that if you use the Pythagorean Theorem and you get a statement that has the c squared equal to the sum of the two legs squared, you have a right triangle. And we've proven that already. If you do the Pythagorean theorem and you get the hypotenuse being greater than the sum of the two legs squared, you have what's considered then an angle greater than 90, in other words, obtuse. If you do the Pythagorean theorem and you have a hypotenuse squared that is less than the sum of the squares of the two legs, that would tell you that you have an acute, or it's less than 90. So an acute triangle. So let's take a look at some examples and apply this. So we can use the Pythagorean theorem to verify if it's a right triangle, but it also gives us some information about whether or not it's acute or obtuse. So here we're trying to decide if it's a right triangle, acute, or obtuse. Again, the longest side is 10. So, Pythagorean theorem says 5 squared plus 7 squared equals 10 squared. So 25 plus 49 equals 100. Now again, I do not know if it's equal or not. We'll decide that at the end. So 25 and 49 is 74. And 100. Now, because of the rules here, notice how they wrote the right triangle, or the Pythagorean theorem here, with the hypotenuse on the left side. I'm going to do that down here to help it be more consistent. So I'm going to flip this. So I would actually have 174. So the hypotenuse squared would be on the left side. Now what is this case? Well, this is the square of the hypotenuse being greater than the other, or the two legs squared. So it's greater than, this is what we came up with. So if it's greater, then it is an angle greater than 90, so therefore obtuse. Alright, so the next one, again I'm going to change my order here to make it more consistent with our table that we had above. So I'm going to take my hypotenuse squared, and then I'm going to do 5 squared plus 13 squared. I'm going to do this right now. We do not know what that's going to be yet. (17 squared again is 289. 5 squared is 25, and 13 squared is 169. Add them together, we get 194. So our inequality is again greater than, therefore obtuse. Our last one, we have the longest side is 5.2. And our two short sides right there. So 5.2 squared is 27.04. 3.8 squared is 14.44, and 4.1 squared is 16.81. So we have 27.04 on one side, and the other side add together is 31.25. And here we have the hypotenuse squared being, being less than the square of the two legs added together. So this is acute. And this ends lesson 7.1 on the Pythagorean inequality theorem.